What the fuck am I watching? No, seriously. What? Huh? Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to some more Ling Cage. Episode 9? Or Season 2, Episode 1? I'm not entirely sure. I am watching the edited version on YouTube, and when I checked how many episodes there were, apparently Season 1 has 12 episodes, but this is kind of on Bilibili or something. I don't know. Now, previously, we had the survivors, the ground survivors, pick up Mr. Monster Marc and manage to bring his humanity back, get him under control a little, and convince him to help them. I guess now we'll see what happens. I assume we're gonna see what's life like on the ground. Or underground, I guess. Let's just get into it. Interesting. I mean, he's definitely gotten different, right? I mean, oh, so that's who that guy is. I guess that was Marc. Because I had seen, like, you know, this version of Marc's face before in, like, you know, promotional arts and whatnot. But I was like, I just assumed there was some character that we hadn't met yet. But I mean, from quote-unquote Season 1, they definitely changed his look. Ouch. My favorite character.
就像在面对危险时，我们会产生保护至亲至爱的动力，这有概率让原本渺小的人体释放出巨大的力量。
我一直对这个说法的理解就是求生本能，那可大不一样。
他受得了吗？
如果能坚持住，基因中从不参与编码蛋白质的部分就会被激活，有概率加速我们的演化。
是的，这就是第3步，激发潜能。但愿这次能成功。
肯定能中，准备的嫩球，就差这一哆嗦了。
I'm just gonna pretend I'm understanding what they're saying.
潜能激发时得进入无我状态，需要隔绝外部对你的所有干扰。
我会用特定的电磁脉冲刺激你的穴位，以此关闭你的五感。
准备导出生命原质。
启动原质投射仪。它的原质导出是有史以来最快的吧？
震频设备辅助进入原质团流，
敲头，走远。
Interesting how they're using like musical instruments in a way.
生命原质已经进入串流状态，非编码基因有反应了。等等，不太对劲。
What in the fuck?
糟了，生命原质与躯体的连接受到干扰。
I suppose that was before everything happened? Why? That woman, I assume that woman in what I assume are flashbacks or, you know, memories of when he was a baby, maybe. And that woman being his mother, maybe? But why would Miss Bai's face be kind of going over that? I mean, obviously Marc definitely is involved somehow. Because a couple of things we know is that, you know, Marc definitely existed before everything went to shit, right before the monster epidemic started. But then there was also the brain that predicted things. I'm not sure yet.
老板，激活失败，设备也报废了。
他的身体系统比我们复杂的多，再想办法。
What do I think is Marc's truth, or like the truth behind Marc right now? I think, or at least right now, that my theory is something along the lines of, due to all those clones that we found, part of me wants to say that this Marc that we know is a clone, but at the same time, oftentimes stories don't really like that idea, right? So they don't want the main character to be a clone. So I would say if they have cloning capability, they also have, you know, cryogenic freeze, whatever the fuck it's called, right? Stasis technology. So I would say maybe those clones were cloned from his DNA because he was special in some way. Or back in the day, right, when the brain predicted the apocalypse, the brain also said, this kid is gonna be the savior or something, right? And then they took the kid and was like, well, we need to make sure that this kid survives. So they stasis them, and also at the same time took his DNA to make clones of him just in case, or something. That's what I'm currently going on when it comes to that storyline. Not Will, he's dead. Like, come on, man. Every single time they go, I'll do it after we get back. Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh, we'll get married once we get back. Really? Really? It's almost as bad as, this is my last job. I'll retire after this job. Shaking my head. Shaking my head. He's so dead.
别老叹气了， 会把福气探走的。
村里那些还没成功的，要怎么保护自己？
喏，看那儿。听我爸说，这些高塔都使用滤波器，捕获着一个秘密核心释放的特殊磁场，然后用等离子发生器进行放大，因此噬体兽才不会靠近。所以村子以及有高塔覆盖的区域都是安全的。
Interesting. I feel like they just used this kid to tell us something very, very important. The fact is that, I mean, with these towers, they can just live on the ground. Like, I'm sure it's still dangerous to some degrees, but still, you know? Like, I mean, couldn't they contact the lighthouse and then just say, hey, this is how we've been surviving, maybe you want to try that, you know? It's interesting that we learn about this, but when it comes to stories and writing, you kind of have to, every time you add more information, you have to make sure that that information makes sense with the old information. So our old information is that the lighthouse has been searching for survivors on the ground periodically, right, as they go over new areas, and they believe that they're the last of humanity. Or even if maybe some of the higher-ups know that that's not the case, it's kind of like, well, if it was possible to live on the ground, I mean, I don't know.
这是怎么做到的？噬吸兽体内的植物细胞可以让它们通过光合作用。
They're showing all these names, but I'm not gonna
吸
remember
收
them.
能量。你上课都在干嘛？
我小弟才不是噬级兽，这家伙每天在我家都要疯狂干饭。
白痴。
Also, 100%, because they just said that the towers are what kind of, you know, prevent the monsters from coming. 100% there's going to be some sort of storyline where one of these towers goes down. 100%. Every single time there's any kind of like, oh, we have these 4 towers creating like a bubble of protection. 100% at some point, one of these towers is going to go down, and then it's going to become a big situation. Pretty much in every story that I've seen, like towers being used for protection, one of those towers will fail, and it's going to be bad. Hot. So, I have 2 favorite characters right now. One of them is Miss Sui, the archer from the ground, and then the other one is the masked woman, the sniper. I don't know what happened to her, but I want to know. And them both being hot females has nothing to do with it. Well, maybe a little bit to do with it, but ultimately, you know, I like their personalities.
这是特供给城主的食物，城主现在还真是赏识你啊。不过，我还是喜欢你以前像牲畜般吃肉的样子，就很有胃口。
喝再好的酒，也改变不了臣民的猎头基因。换了臣民当指挥官，越荒者身上也沾着一股屎臭味儿。
行。
I mean, they're definitely like... I wonder if you know this, assuming this obviously came out afterwards, right? So I wonder how much time was in between the two seasons, I guess, here, because they've definitely done a lot of changes.
莫城他们4个猎荒者严重违反灯塔律法，绝对不可能跟你去执行任务。
出征在即，我却连人都凑不齐，你让我怎么出发？
灯塔从来没有臣民荣升上民的先例。如果不是你救了城主大人，我一个人都不会给你。低贱、肮脏的东西！
贺光者大人对臣民成见很深呐。但如果这样的话，你自己去生态核心区把马克那个怪物给我找回来。
那群叛徒可不会因为你嗓门大就跟着你。
以光影会的名义，去把这个带到他们脖子上。下去之后，谁不听话，我就把他脑袋炸上天。放心吧，贺光者大人，他们不敢乱来。
Dude, there's only 2 possible outcomes for women like her. It's, you know, the extreme racist ones, right? Either one, they die a horrible death, or they end up in a situation where they are forced to they're forced together with with one of those, you know, people that they don't like, and then they end up getting together with them. They end up changing their mind, and then they end up fucking the guy that she didn't like. So, you know, I'm just saying.
真看不出来啊，你这道貌岸然的家伙。
多一个经验丰富的老兵，就多一份活着回来的机会。我也是没办法。
如果你失败了还敢活着回来，我就把这玩意儿也套到你脖子上。
Maybe it's just another change that they made, but like he's gotten a lot more confident.
反对的。
I don't know how much time it's been. Like I assume maybe 6 months to a year, potentially.
大致位置了，我会把他带回来的。那时候我就揭下你的面具，看看下面是张怎样的脸。我想那时城主大人也不会反对的。
生态核心区异常凶险，以前马克从不敢涉足。先想想怎么完成任务吧。
等着我。
Come on. Come on. 100%. Like, I'm 100% right. They're gonna fuck. Like, they're 100% gonna fuck. Like, it's not even a question. Like, come on.
随营指挥官，城主大人让我们提醒你，希望4277的事情不会影响你证明自己的。
Actually, no, they're not. Never mind. Actually, maybe, because from what we saw in the first season, and things have changed quite a bit, that's why it's a maybe. But if I take the first season into account here, he had that girlfriend, you know, who's kind of being used as a hostage, which is why, you know, since he's technically the, you know, one of the good guys, I don't think he is going to get together with her, even though I think that, you know, him with this bringer of light lady would be a lot more interesting. I like here, I think these two should 100% get together. Like that, this is good. I do love enemies to lovers, you know, trope, but I don't think, like, part of me thinks that it's not going to happen because he had that other girl, but I am rooting for this to happen. Ultimately, you know, if it doesn't happen, then the likelihood of the bringer of light lady, Miss Fondy, getting killed increases by like tenfold. Then again, I suppose that is Ling Cage, right? So they do love killing hot women.
你小时候激活了跟动物沟通的潜能，后面就丧失了语言能力，只会发出叽叽的声音。现在好啦。
校长，你真讨厌。
What the fuck am I watching? No, seriously, what? Huh? Interesting.
连连科夫每次和老板一起锻炼都很投入嘛。
他是被白老板带大的，这叫孝顺。
他还会带孩子？
村里这些老家伙，谁不是白老板一把屎一把尿给喂大的？
我是被带大的。你说的那些。
Interesting, interesting. They make it sound so casual, but what that says is she has immortality? Question mark? Or at least she lives for very long. But also, I'm thinking about those memories that Marc saw. I don't remember how long ago the apocalypse was. That's the problem. I don't remember. If anyone can remind me, because I don't remember. I don't think I wrote it down. Still, her being in those memories now, though. I mean, maybe it was the same person, just with different colored hair and different, like, hairstyle? Maybe it wasn't. I wouldn't be surprised if Marc is actually her son. I don't know. That would be interesting, though.
都为村子牺牲，过不了几年，他们也要面对外面残酷的世界了。至少在童年留下一点快乐吧。
哎呀，你们慢一点，慢一点。快点儿！
I'm not gonna lie, I actually would have liked to have seen a little bit more of Marc getting introduced to this place a little bit more. Because, like, this Marc that we know of, you know, he grew up on the lighthouse, right? So he would be so used to things being a certain way and following these laws that I would have liked to have seen his reaction to, like, you know, how things are on the ground, you know, how they're living so freely and stuff.
陈明4277失足坠下灯塔后，我们找了3天，还是一无所获，恐怕凶多吉少了。
Wait. What? I'm not exactly sure about the number, because let's be honest, I'm never going to remember those. But, I mean, with the watch and everything, you mean she like fell from the lighthouse? What? Really? Or jumped? I mean, now, if they just got rid of her, then 100% I'm saying that he's gonna get with the bringer of light woman. Oh. Well, I don't think they're gonna die here, of course. I mean, maybe one of them. But definitely not the colored-haired ones.
但情况不太乐观。
大家都知道，我们在前几次下地采集任务中，发现马克最后的踪迹消失在生态核心区。城主需要我们下去把他带回来。
队长都那个样子了，怎么带回来啊？
我没办法保证每个人都能活着回来，但我能保证的是，只要活着回来的，就会得到3倍奉献点。
他说3倍奉献点，3倍，大手臂啊！
加上自己的命去赌3倍，感觉还是差点意思。
Voice of reason. I was gonna say, like, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be extra dangerous. Like 3 times the pay isn't gonna be worth it. Make it 10 times, maybe. Even then, probably not worth it. But you know.
谁抓到马克，再翻1倍。
什么？再翻1倍
Why would they though? Why would they? Why would they bring? Like I get the idea that more people equals more chances to survive, but why would they bring the people who supported Marc escaping? Alright, well, that was Season 2, Episode 1, I guess. Shorter episode than normal, but I guess they jam-packed some other stuff in the previous season, I guess. I do wish we would have seen a little bit more of the... They kind of, you know, they sped through it. Marc kind of getting used to his new environment, right? I would have loved to have seen a little bit more of his reaction and maybe some of the earlier days, right? But, I mean, I guess it's fine. As for this, I'm not sure why they would, like... Again, why would they add the people who, you know, were trying to help Marc escape? I'm a little bit surprised that they would do that, that they would add those 4 to the team. I have no idea what they're thinking. Bound to be a bad mistake, but, you know, I guess we'll see. Every episode that passes, I get more and more curious as to what is under the mask of the sniper girl. We still haven't seen her face. I know it's gonna be... They've gotta have some sort of moment where she gets unmasked, right? But yeah, that was episode 1 of Season 2, I think. And we shall be back next time. Until then, ladies and gents, I shall bid you adieu.